Hi guys, I'm Dimension Jump and today we're reviewing Super Mario Bros. For the Wii, which was released in 2009 on 11th of November, and Mario Bros. Wii U, which was released in 2012 on the 18th of November. Now you're probably wondering why I'm reviewing these two games, even though they were released on different consoles. Well, the main reason was just because they've got so similar plots. It would be kind of like, repetitive if I did two different reviews. And so I would be repeating myself mainly if I did them separately. So the main plots of this game, like a lot of other Mario games, is that Bowser has kidnapped Peach and is up to Mario to basically save her. But in these two games, Bowser gets some help from the Koopalings, who have appeared in I think Mario Bros. 3 back in the 1990s, somewhere around that time. And I think it's a good thing they brought back the Koopalings in these two games, because it would mean that fans who had never seen the Koopalings in a Mario game before would see the Koopalings be brought into modern Mario games, but with them being in two different games, even though they have similar features and stuff, it would get pretty boring, because you've got similar boss fights, similar ways of doing the Koopalings, the same Koopalings in particular, and for older Mario fans, even though they might have been excited to see the Koopalings again, they might feel disappointed or something to see the Koopalings come back again and again and again, and it would be pretty boring. So and I think these games are good for when they were released, even though they're basically the same as the Super Mario Bros. For the DS, except on two superior consoles than the DS in terms of graphic-wise and stuff like that. So the characters you can play are Mario, Luigi, Yellow Toad, and Blue Toad. Now, depending on which game mode you play in terms of players, if you're playing in single player mode, you can only play as Mario, which I think is a good thing and a bad thing. Because it's a good thing because you're just playing through it normally without having anyone to be there to get distracted or something like that. But I kind of wished if you're playing in single player mode, you could change different characters, in the beginning or something, in the main menus. You can change which characters you wanted to be. And in the overall map in each world, it's kind of different, but slightly similar, because this is what the Wii version looks like of the overworld. And this is what the Wii U version of the overworld looks like. Now, each overworld is significantly different, because with the Wii version, you basically got, your traditional worlds. You get in every single Mario game, and so does the Wii U. But I kind of preferred the Wii U's version's overworld, because they each are connected, and you don't have to have a 30-second cutscene of every time you go from one world to another, when you see Bowser or Bowser Jr. or whoever just taking Peach to the final castle of that particular world. I think that's slightly better. But with this one, with the Wii U version in particular, you do get to see Hyrule Castle, not Hyrule Castle, Peach's Castle, slowly engulfed in fog or mist or something, and yeah, that's slowly, like, you know, coolish, but it does probably get boring after a while. So the power-ups you get in this game are pretty, like, you know, pretty standard power-ups that you see in most other Mario games. So you got your mini mushroom, your regular mushroom, your fire flower, those sorts of power-ups. But then there are some new power-ups. So for the Wii version, you have the penguin suit, the propeller suit, and in the Wii U version you've got the acorn suit. Now, for the propeller suit, it's basically Mario with a propeller on his head. With the penguin suit, think of it as the ice flower, but it's a penguin instead of a ice suit, and you can run ice better, and you can shoot out ice balls. It's basically a better version of the ice flower, and for the acorn suit, it's basically a downgraded version, in my opinion, of the propeller suit, because the propeller suit can basically let you get a large distance from the ground in the air, and with the acorn suit, it's basically like that, but you can basically sort of glide for a few seconds and basically just float down to the ground. And I kind of prefer the propeller suit because of how easy it is to use, and basically how you can basically just use it in levels. And you can basically use the propeller suit as well as the acorn suit to basically get from the beginning of the level to the end of the level without taking damage at all. You might take damage like a bit, but you can always find like a box that has a propeller mushroom or acorn suit, just so you can like basically get to the end of the level. Easier. And now it's time for some gameplay for both games. Now, for the gameplay for Super Mario Bros. Wii, it basically feels a lot similar to the DS version, and also the Wii U version, as well as, like, you know, some other versions. I think the 3DS version as well. It's basically just you going from one part of the screen to the next, and it's kind of just like, okay, I guess. I mean, you do get some, like, a couple of obstacles. You get Spike, you get some Goombas, that sort of thing. Kind of wish they added some, like, more obstacles, like, not a lot, but just a bit, because, yeah, it's just, as you can see, it's just, yeah, it's just basically simplistic. Oh, and yeah. Oh. So yeah, so yeah, that's been the gameplay for the Wii version. Now it's time to go over to the Wii U version. Now, the gameplay for Mario Bros. U is pretty much, again, the same as Mario Bros. Wii, Mario Bros. For the DS, Mario Bros. For the 3DS, except this is, like, more HD-er. Like, the graphics, I say, like, are much more, like, you know, a bit more defined, and it's, like, you know, more, like, possibly good looking ish than the Wii version, than the and the DS version as well, just because it's, like, on the Wii U, and it's just, like, on the Wii U and stuff like that. And the gameplay itself is, like, you know, it's just, like, you know, you've got your ground pound, so you can stop on enemies' heads. You've got your items that you can, like, use. You've got your fireball, that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's basically like, you just basically go from the first area to the end. So from point A to point B, that sort of thing. And you can, like, do tricks as well, like you could do with, like, other games in the Mario series. So yeah, that's it for the gameplay for the Wii U version. Now it's time to go back to the review. So my final verdict for these games is that, though okay, I mean, you might play them a couple of times, and when they were released, and probably once you've beaten them, might not pick up again. I mean, like, they're okay. The graphics are, like, you know, decent for the consoles they're released on. I think that they play well. I think if you want to play against, you know, other friends or someone from your family, you can do that. And also in the Wii U version, I forgot to mention, you can have up to 5 players instead of 4. You can play with, like, you know, 4, 3 or whatever, but with 5 players you can have 4 players being any of the characters, and the 5th one having a gamepad, or using the gamepad. So basically, because the person who has the gamepad can basically save players from falling into holes or gaps or whatever, because they can use the touchscreen to basically use these sort of block thingies. They can basically, like, you know, be there for a few seconds and then just go, either if a player has, you know, landed them or not. So yeah, I think that's okay, but slightly too overpowered, like, you know, if you're playing with 5 players. So yeah, that's been my review. I quite enjoy these games. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.